The twinkle lights had barely been untangled, mostly by Mark, because Kelly insisted she was allergic to knots, when the annual Ripa Consuelos holiday negotiation summit commenced. It was a long-standing family tradition, held every December in the living room, often involving a lot of hot cocoa, occasionally a spreadsheet, and always one topic guaranteed to ignite spirited debate: the kids' Christmas presents. This year, however, things took an unexpected turn. Kelly dropped the news casually, flipping her hair in that way that meant she had already made up her mind. "I think we should skip giving the kids presents this Christmas." Mark froze mid-sip. Hot cocoa nearly escaped his mug. "Come again. They're adults now," Kelly said, settling onto the sofa like a woman who came prepared with talking points. "Responsible, functioning, fully independent adults. Adults don't need Santa. Adults need boundaries." Mark blinked. "Boundaries? Yes, boundaries," she repeated, lifting a finger like a professor in a holiday-themed TED Talk. "Also, they all have jobs. And health insurance. And apartments. And they're always telling us to stop treating them like children. So, you're welcome, kids. This is growth." Mark leaned back, narrowing his eyes. "If this is your way of telling me you don't want to go Christmas shopping, you can just say that." Kelly gasped, dramatically, "Of course. I love Christmas shopping. I've been preparing for months. I have lists. Color-coded. Sub-lists. Backup plans." "Then why," Mark asked slowly, "are we canceling Christmas?" "We're not canceling Christmas," Kelly clarified with mock offense. "We're just canceling the presents. The rest of the holiday stays. The tree, the music, the cookies. Preferably the ones you bake because mine always look like nervous shapes. The whole thing. But the kids don't need more stuff." Mark rubbed his chin. "There are kids, it's tradition." "It's obligation disguised as tradition," she countered, sounding way too pleased with herself. It wasn't that Kelly didn't adore giving gifts. She was, in fact, elite at it, frighteningly good. She had a talent for remembering the random, offhand things people mentioned months earlier and then somehow tracking down the perfect item in a color, size, or style that didn't even seem to exist until she produced it. But this year, she felt something shift. Maybe it was watching her kids, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, navigate adulthood. Maybe it was seeing them finally pay their own bills. Maybe it was realizing that each December, they texted things like, "Hey mom, what size tree skirt should I get? And is it normal for stockings to come without hooks? And do I need to buy real candles?" It was adorable, but also proof that they were growing up. And with growth came a subtle transition of roles. Or maybe, and this was highly possible, Kelly simply wanted a Christmas where she wasn't wrapping gifts at 1:30 a.m. while muttering, "Why are bows sentient?" Mark considered all of this while she rambled on about holiday minimalism and the importance of emotional presence over material presents. "Okay," he finally said, "but have you considered how the kids will react?" Kelly waved him off. "They'll be fine, they're adults." Mark smiled in that knowing, husband of 28 years way. "They're adults who still ask you to make their favorite pancakes whenever they visit. And also," he raised a finger, "they're adults who love free stuff." Kelly paused. She hated when he was right. As if summoned by parental intuition, the three Consuelos children arrived that evening for family dinner. They walked in together, laughing about something they'd seen on the group chat. They were tall, gorgeous, and entirely unprepared for the holiday policy debate awaiting them. Kelly and Mark exchanged a glance before Mark cleared his throat. "Kids, your mother has an announcement." Kelly shot him a look that said, "Don't you dare pin this on me." Mark responded with a look that said, "I absolutely am." Kelly clasped her hands. "So, we were thinking," Michael groaned. "Whenever you start a sentence like that, I lose money." "No one is losing money," Kelly assured. "Actually, you're saving money." Lola perked up. "What does that mean?" "It means," Kelly said, inhaling dramatically, "we are not doing Christmas presents this year." Silence. "Then, what? Wait, like, none? Is this a test?" "Not a test," Kelly said firmly. "A decision. You're adults now. We want to celebrate the holiday with meaningful moments, not material things." The kids stared at her, processing. Michael squinted. "Did Dad convince you of this?" Mark raised his hands defensively. "Hey, I'm Switzerland." Lola shook her head. "Mom. Love you. Proud of your growth journey. But what do you mean, no gifts? Like, at all?" Joaquin leaned forward with genuine concern. Are you guys okay financially? Blink twice if the house is in foreclosure. Kelly let out a dramatic groan. We're fine. This is not an emergency meeting. This is a grown-up holiday rebrand. The kids looked at each other, communicating silently in sibling telepathy. Well, Michael finally said. I guess that's fine. We are adults. Kelly beamed. See? Look at your maturity, but, Michael added, just to clarify, does this also mean we don't have to give you guys presents? Kelly's eyes widened. Wait, what? Lola folded her arms. Yeah, because fairness. If it's a no-gift Christmas, it's a no-gift Christmas. Joaquin nodded solemnly. Equality under Santa. Kelly turned to Mark slowly, as if he had betrayed her personally. This is not what I meant. Mark tried very hard not to laugh. Welcome to the boundaries zone, sweetheart. The kids grinned in triumph. Kelly sank dramatically into the couch. Oh no, what have I done? Over the next hour, the negotiations intensified. There were flowcharts. There were philosophical debates about consumerism. There was an emotional monologue from Kelly about how giving gifts was her love language. Lola countered with a speech about adulthood and independence. Joaquin suggested a secret Santa with a strict budget cap. Michael proposed a rule where parents could give gifts only if they were funny or weird. By the end of the discussion, everyone agreed on a compromise. The Ripa Consuelos family would still exchange gifts, but only one per person, and it had to be meaningful, thoughtful, or delightfully absurd. No extravagant shopping sprees. Number 15 gift piles. No 2 a.m. wrapping meltdowns. Kelly declared it a healthy balance between tradition and sanity. Mark declared it a Christmas miracle. And the kids declared it good, because we were definitely still expecting something. On Christmas morning, the living room looked different. Simpler. Cozier. Instead of mountains of wrapping paper, there was a small circle of carefully chosen packages, each one wrapped with intention. Kelly felt lighter. Happier. More present. Mark handed her a small, beautifully wrapped box. Inside was a custom ornament shaped like a microphone with the words, "The CEO of Christmas." She laughed until she cried. Kelly gave Mark a pair of novelty socks printed with his own face. He was delighted, disturbingly so. The kids exchanged silly, meaningful gifts with one another, and then with their parents. The room was full of laughter and warmth and the kind of joy that had nothing to do with price tags. And later that night, after everyone left and the house was quiet, Mark wrapped an arm around Kelly and said, "See? You fixed Christmas." Kelly smiled softly. "No, we finally made it grown up." Then she added, "But next year, I'm absolutely buying them 2 gifts." Mark nodded. "Of course you are." And just like that, the holiday balance was restored. Because in the Ripa Consuelos house, adulthood might arrive, but Christmas magic always stays.